Hey, I'm Andy Aledort, and in this edition of In Deep, we're going to continue our investigation of two-note harmony. Thus far, we've done thirds, fourths, and fifths. So let's look at sixths. We're going to stay in the key of A minor, using A Dorian as our basis, and show you some different ways to use sixths for soloing. What I try to do, whether I'm using thirds, fourths, or fifths, or sixths, or sevenths, whatever, is to have melodies that are memorable and strong, rhythmically interesting, and then they end up just being harmonized by whatever other note you're using, whether it's a third, fourth, fifth, or whatever it might be. So, as you'll see by the examples, that's the goal when you put these riffs together. Come up with something that's melodic and rhythmically interesting, and it's also a harmonized two-note part on guitar. All right, so let's just quickly go over A Dorian. If we played it in this position here. So it's a minor scale with a major sixth in it. So you have root, major second, minor third, fourth, fifth. There's your major sixth, flat seventh. And then it repeats. Root, major second, minor third, fourth, fifth, major sixth, flat seventh. Played in this position too. What I did there is I changed position right there so I could get those notes in. So be sure to study this up and down the neck in different positions. So let's expand our look at two-note harmony to sixths. And like we had done in the past, we're going to do them on different string groups. Sixths, more often than not, are played on non-adjacent strings. So you play, say, on the first and third, second and fourth, third and fifth, fourth and sixth. You, of course, can play thirds, or sixths, I should say, on adjacent strings. It's just not that comfortable. So let's look at sixth within the scale structure of A Dorian on all these different pairs of strings. Starting on the first and third string. That's a hard one to get to. If you like. Let's go to the next pair. And then the bottom two. A cool thing to do with sixths is to slide them around up and down the fretboard, just like we had done with thirds, fourths, and fifths. And you can look at it the way we looked at those other things, like this is a melody that's being harmonized down here. So But it doesn't really matter, you know, you're ending up with sixth in harmony. And there's so many different ways to go about using these things. One nice thing to do is something like this. In this example, you know, there's a rhythmic pattern. As well as a melodic shape. And I'd have to analyze it. There's something like that. But, you know, once you learn these shapes on the fretboard, you have to experiment with sliding them around. So you can figure out how to land in the right places depending on where the chord changes happen. After that, I use the upper part of the fretboard. Then I switch to the fifth and third strings. And tried to do the same thing, you know, make sure when the rhythm track gets back to A minor, I'm going to be playing chord tones of A minor 7 at the right place. Another neat thing to do is to switch between sixths and fifths for a specific reason. And the reason would be to try to avoid having a flat 7 as the lower note. So here's an example. If I was going to start with a root fifth on the bottom, that's a fifth. And the whole idea is, you know, root fifth is so strong sounding. But then I can use sixth. But then right here, instead of going there, I'm going to go. So we have.